90% of family wealth vanishes by generation 3. Most families have no idea why. Picture a family that builds real wealth, a business, a home, enough savings to last for generations. Now picture that same wealth completely gone within 3 generations. That is not a rare story. It is the pattern. By the end of this video, you will know the exact habit that breaks this cycle and the 3 specific habits that let some families keep their wealth for a century instead of 30 years. There is an old saying passed down across many cultures: shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. The first generation builds the wealth through hard work, risk, and sacrifice. The second generation grows up watching that struggle and tends to maintain what they were given, sometimes out of caution, sometimes out of quiet respect for what it cost. The third generation is different. They never saw the sacrifice. They only ever saw the result: the house, the accounts, the comfort that was already sitting there waiting for them. Researchers who study family wealth transfers keep finding the same striking number. The vast majority of fortunes do not survive past the 3rd generation. Not most families, the vast majority. And the reason has almost nothing to do with the money itself. It is tempting to blame a bad investment, a market downturn, or a failed business deal. Those things do happen. But when researchers actually sit down with these families after the wealth is gone, a very different story emerges again and again, every single time. The number 1 cause is a breakdown in trust and communication within the family. The number 2 cause is heirs who were never prepared to manage what they inherited. Poor investment decisions barely make the list at all. Think about that for a moment. It is not the portfolio that fails first. It is the conversation that never happened. The first generation earned their financial education the hard way, through risk and years of discipline. That kind of lesson is lived, not simply handed down in a single talk. Here is the deeper problem underneath all of it. Most wealthy families quietly treat money as a private, even awkward subject that nobody wants to bring up at dinner. Parents do not want to talk about the size of an estate. Children do not want to seem greedy by asking questions. So the family stays quiet year after year. That silence becomes the most expensive habit a family can own. When it continues long enough, heirs inherit assets they were never actually taught how to manage or even understand. They inherit a business without understanding how it truly runs day to day. They inherit a portfolio without ever learning why it was built that way in the first place. And they inherit quiet tension with siblings because nobody ever sat down and agreed on shared values or shared rules for handling the family's money together, honestly and openly. So what do the families who actually keep their wealth do differently? It usually comes down to 3 specific habits, and none of them involve a fancier investment strategy. The first habit is regular family meetings about money, started early, long before anyone expects to actually need them. Not one dramatic conversation right before someone passes away. Instead, it is an ongoing rhythm, sometimes once a year, where the family openly discusses values, goals, and how decisions actually get made together as a group, calmly. These meetings are not about disclosing every account balance down to the last dollar. They are about building a shared understanding of what the wealth is actually for. Does this family want the money to fund education, support a business, give the next generation a head start, not a finish line? Families who answer that together tend to keep what they built. The second habit is giving heirs real financial responsibility while the stakes are still small enough to make mistakes safely, long before a large inheritance ever actually arrives. That might mean managing a modest investment account as a teenager, sitting in on a real family business meeting, or handling an actual budget with actual consequences attached. Wealth that is only ever explained in theory rarely sticks in practice. Wealth that is practiced, even in small amounts, builds the judgment a large inheritance later demands. Now here is the part in the middle of this story that almost every family skips entirely, and it is usually the difference between keeping wealth and losing it. Most families that fail do not fail because they lacked a plan for taxes or a will. They fail because they never built anything binding the generations together besides the money. The third habit, The one that separates families who keep wealth for a century is a shared sense of purpose that outlives any single person in that family. That might be a business the family is proud to carry forward together. It might be a tradition of giving back to a specific cause year after year. It might simply be a shared story about where the family came from and what it overcame along the way, told and retold at every single family gathering. When wealth is tied to a purpose bigger than any one person's comfort, heirs tend to protect it the way you protect something that truly matters, not something owed. Without that shared purpose, money becomes the only thing holding a family together. And money on its own is a terrible glue. It divides just as easily as it unites. So if there is one step to take after watching this, it is simple. Do not wait for a crisis or a funeral to start this conversation with your family. Start talking about money, values, and purpose with the next generation now, while the stakes are still small enough that a mistake does not cost anyone everything at all. Ask yourself one question this week. Does the next generation in your family understand why this wealth exists, or only that it exists? Answer honestly in the comments below. If this helped you see the pattern differently, subscribe for the next video, where we break down exactly how to run your family's first money meeting step by step.